Are you nervous to wear a mask or does it feel so uncomfortable? We're going to talk all about it. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels. I'm a therapist and I make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And this episode is brought to you by NoCD, providing OCD teletherapy across the country. Let's talk about masks. Are you having a hard time wearing them? You are not alone. Wearing a mask can be difficult for people with anxiety or OCD for a lot of different reasons. You might feel claustrophobic. That's my problem. I like to breathe, and when things are covering my face, especially body parts that are meant to help me breathe, I have a hard time with that. Some people are okay with that, but they have sensory issues, and so tags might bother them and things might scratch their skin, and so to have something touching their face or around their ears especially is super hard. And lastly, some people are embarrassed. They have social anxiety, and so they feel really awkward and uncomfortable wearing this thing that's covering their face. It can feel really conspicuous. So regardless of what the issue is, we're going to talk about some simple ways to try to help you get used to this thing that we have to all wear, because in a lot of places, it's the law. The first thing you want to figure out is what it is that's bothering you the most. Out of all the things I just mentioned, which one is your main issue? And you can start doing exposures. We talk a lot about exposures on this channel. And exposures are things that you do to sit with discomfort, to learn how to tolerate it so anxiety or OCD doesn't win. And we can do exposures around masks as well. So if you don't like something over your face and it's too overwhelming to even start with a mask, you can start doing exposures by putting your hand over your face. Putting your hand over your face for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or even 30 seconds, depending on your level of tolerance, is a very good way to practice that sensation. For me, this is very overwhelming. And so that would be a great way for me to learn how to sit with my discomfort and learn how to tolerate that feeling. Another way to kind of experience that would be to, sit under a blanket. For me, sitting under a blanket feels very claustrophobic. So practicing sitting under a blanket and getting used to that could be helpful. Now, let's talk about the mask in general, because that would be just for people who are having some claustrophobia issues. But a lot of people just don't like the way it feels, and that's the triggering part. So there are some things and some hacks that you can do to make it a little bit less unbearable. For starters, there are some actual pretty cool products out there that I've been learning about as I'm trying to help people with this that can help. So there is something called ear savers or face mask extenders. So either one you can type into Amazon and you'll find the same thing. And what those are is they attach to the loops around the mask and they make it more of a headband. And so they snap in the back. And that can be much more comfortable than those annoying things that are going around your ears, especially after a couple of hours. That starts to hurt. So look for ear savers and see if that can help. Another thing that I thought was actually really cool is something called an inner support frame. So an inner support frame is kind of like a plastic cup. I don't know if it's made out of plastic. I don't own one, but I've seen it online and they look very cool. Actually, somebody in my AT parenting community told me about this and I was like, where have these been? Very cool. So you put them in the mask and it creates an extra space around that mask so you feel like you can breathe. I actually found that masks with a little bit of wiring around the nose make a huge difference for me. And so I'm able to have a lot more space and it's not right up on my nose and my mouth. So you might want to try different masks and see which one works best for you. Luckily right now they're getting cheaper, so it's not as hard to find. Another thing that you can do is put scented lip balm on your lips. I read about this on the internet when I was searching for this YouTube video, and I came up with some pretty cool tips from what I've read. So scented lip balm can also kind of help calm you down. You can use either scented lip balm or you can actually put it above your lip if you don't want to wear it. And that smell can help reduce your anxiety and your stress. Mint sometimes calms people down, and so picking something that helps calm you can be really helpful. Also, if you're older, having a mint in your mouth or eating a mint Tic Tac can be really helpful too. When I have a mint, my mouth feels cool, and so that does help me not feel like I'm suffocating, to have that coolness in my mouth even though I'm feeling like I can't breathe. So having a mint or something that you're sucking on can also be another hack that can work for some people. The last hack that I read that I thought was really a cool idea is using buttons. So if you wear a headband or a cloth headband, or if you wear a baseball cap or a hat, or if you have glasses, you can put buttons on those things. You can hot glue them to your glasses, or you can sew them to a hat or to a cloth headband. And then you can loop the elastic around the buttons instead of around your ear, which can really help save your ears and save that frustration of having that sensation. So those are some things to try. Some people with symmetry OCD could do really well with that too, because when you can feel something on your face and they're not feeling exactly the same on both sides, that can drive somebody with symmetry OCD or just right OCD bonkers. So using buttons so that you're not having the sensation on your face or your ears can definitely reduce that discomfort. The big takeaway is practice and do exposures. So you want to practice. You don't want to wait until that final day where you have to go out and you're required to wear a mask, or if you have to travel or go to school or go to work, to discover how intolerable it's going to be. Practice at home, even if you don't want to, even if you're like, man, I just want to wait until I have to do it because it's so uncomfortable. It will be less uncomfortable if you practice and expose yourself for quite a few days leading up to when you're going to have to do it. Weeks even could be good. So get a mask that you like, use one of the hacks that I talked about, and try it out and do it for longer and longer periods of time. That will definitely help you tolerate the discomfort, and it will help you when you actually have to wear it, not freak out. Trust me, I know, because my claustrophobia is really, really bad, and masks don't bother me anymore. I have my moments where I'm like, it's Arizona here and it's like 115, and with the heat and a mask, it would upset anybody. But I'm doing it, and I am not panicked about it most of the time. So I hope that you find the sparkle in everything you do. I hope that helps, and I'm sorry that we have to even deal with this. And I will talk to you again next Thursday. Take care. Bye.